So why matrix reimprinting? Some of the science. The subconscious mind is running 95 to 98% of everything you do in a day is just run automatically. We go into a lot of detail with this. All your habits, beliefs, behaviors are governed by the subconscious, and that's running 95 to 98% of what you do. And one of the issues I had for a long while was, okay, we know that what happens in utero during birth and the first 6 years of life are critical. You'll hear Bruce Lipton and many people talk about that endlessly. So I was working with EFT for a long time. It's like, well, we rarely get back that early. We don't. Sometimes we'll do 5 or 6, but rarely you will work with clients working with age 1 and 2 and in the womb, and because they just have no memory. One, it's just it's preconscious, just no memory, or the other one, the reason is because of the amnesia around the traumatic events. That's what echoes do. So it's like, how do we get back there? When most of our core issues are developed there in our beliefs and perceptions, how do we get back there? That was a real dilemma. These beliefs, they're actually based on the images of past events. So this is absolutely crucial to matrix work. The subconscious, the language of the subconscious, regardless of whether you're auditory, kinesthetic, visual, doesn't matter. Your subconscious runs off images from the past. And these images are held in your fields. Okay. Eventually, these images and the perceptions of them, you will attract more and more of the same into your life. It creates more and more stress in your life. At some point, this molecular download, which is your body, cannot cope. The stress is too much and it has to change. At that point, you will develop either a physical or psychological disease. That's what disease is. Okay. An adaptation to stress because you can't cope anymore, but we label it as disease. Okay. With matrix reimprinting, one of the key things we do within it after we resolve the trauma is we change the images. And we also bring in lots of other resources. So some of the benefits of matrix reimprinting. It's very easy to use. I actually find it's easier to do this now than normally EFT. It takes a lot less skill. It's really simple. Who have we got here that's on courses recently? We've got Sammy, Heather, okay, Janet, and Paul, and Leslie. Okay, so good. It is very simple. So we're looking at some of the benefits. It finds core issues. All of these things I'll go into a lot more detail throughout the 2 days. How does it find core issues? Because at one stage I realized that when you work with one particular echo and you resolve the trauma and you make the changes, you change the pictures with the resources and do the things that we do within matrix reimprinting, that you can actually use that echo to ask where to go next, and they will take you back pre-conscious. So it's amazing. I know Susie, for example. Where is Susie? Look at that. A case that typifies that you worked with somebody with a matrix reimprinting session, and you went back to something that happens when you, was it 6 months or 18 months? 18 months. And it was something, 18 months old, you was in a high chair and something happened. You had no conscious memory of it whatsoever, but working with one issue took you back to an early example, and you actually checked with your mother, and she was like amazed that you remembered that. Okay, and it wasn't a conscious memory, the echo took her back to where she needed to go. Okay, so it allows us to find core issues really quickly because the echoes know where it all started. They know where you need to go, and the next place to go, and then the next place to go. So we can also locate the pre-conscious trauma. With Matrix, again, why it makes it easier is because we, a lot of it is client-driven, and that's really important, that you stay to it as much as possible, because what is right for the client and their echo, you might come up with some wonderful, brilliant ways wonderful advice, suggestions, and it might be something absolutely stunning, and that's what they should do, but it might not fit with them at all. It doesn't fit with the echo, it doesn't fit with the client. But when they're working together, the client and the echo, they know what's right for them. Okay, so it allows you, a lot of the work is done with the client, really empowering for the client. You can ask the echoes about reversal. You know, when they can't let the problem go, exactly why they keep on it. What was the strategy? Quote many of you with you on the level 1 and 2 training, that all problems are want solutions. We develop strategies to deal with our traumas in childhood, but we keep running them, they go into the subconscious and become habitual patterns. And some of them we're afraid to let go because it seems so functional. So you get to ask the echoes exactly why they're holding on to it, why the gains are. Okay, so reversals. With EFT, I found that you could go and collapse the issues, the beliefs, or the original trauma, but it can leave a void. A guy emailed me recently from America and said, I love this work because I've been using energy psychology techniques for a few years, but it's got to a point now it creates abreactions because I go to these echoes in the field, I release the trauma, and they just